Ready?
Arthur, can you explain a little bit what maybe happens on third downs for you guys defensively? It seems like the last few weeks, a lot of explosives have happened on third down.
Well, I mean, it was really a drive. I mean, what did we hold them to? 6 points in the second half, 14 in the first. And so again, you know, obviously in the first quarter came out the way we wanted. And then, you know, they got us off the field on third down, and then they had a long drive. They overcame a long third down, Mike. But, you know, that's a good quarterback, and it's an NFL team. And so you're kind of going back and forth. And, you know, they made some plays in the second quarter. We came back in the third quarter. I thought we played pretty well. Obviously didn't love the touchdown. You know, I got to look at that. Then we overcame that. And then we got the fumble, right? And then we got the turnover, came back and scored. And so a pretty short game. And at the end, you know, they made a play or two. And so, you know, whether you're mixing up calls, and at the end of the day, they executed better than we did on the stretch.
Some of the deep shots toward the end of the game, how much of that is what you're looking for as primary versus Marcus just seeing something and taking a shot?
I'm not going to go through the reads, but, you know, they gave us a look. At some point, they had to bring everybody up there, stop the run, and you got to back them off. And I'd have to look at the tape, see exactly what happened. So there's always a risk when you take a shot. And certainly, you know, I tried, and I got to look at the tape.
And from a mentality standpoint, you know, a lot of times it takes something to get over the hump, you know, learn how to win. Is there something that when you get to 500, you have to get something else there?
I mean, I think that's a convenient narrative. You know, a lot of times this league, it's really matchups week to week, and every game's its own story. So, you know, in this game right there, I mean, there was some ebb and flow, right? First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and then down the stretch. You know, they made one more play than we did, and that was the difference in the game. You know, they kicked a field goal, time expired. Obviously disappointing, but you got to give the Chargers credit, and we got to learn from it quick, because we got to turn around, because we'll be playing Thursday night in a big divisional game.
When it comes to what you were looking at, what was the difference in the first quarter start versus kind of what happened in the second quarter?
Yeah, I mean, usually what it comes down to, third down, right? They miscommunication there. They had a free hitter. We had a look on the outside, and, you know, I don't think we even got to the top of the drop. So that happened on 2 straight third downs, and that's usually the case. So we made some adjustments. Obviously, we didn't make enough plays, but that's what happens, especially because where it happened early in the drive too. Certainly allowed them to go back out there as you feel like you got the momentum, you got them on the ropes a little bit, but that's the NFL. We gotta find a way, and we'll continue to do that, and we'll get back to work tomorrow.
Obviously not one play that's going to lose a game, but what do you say to TQ kind of in the moment in that fourth quarter?
Back TQ 100,000%. You know, you want to make a play. It's a funny shaped ball, but I love TQ, and he should never hang his head down. I mean, he scooped the ball up, it slipped out. He's a defensive lineman. Ball takes funny bounces sometimes.
The possession where you take it with about 5:20 left, you had things set up. It felt like the way you wanted it right there. Your time of possession was lead. How disappointed were you that you couldn't get anything mustered to start that, to maybe get into a roll a little bit?
Well, it's just a risk you take, right? First down run, second down shot, and we didn't hit it. And then third down, you know, like I said, they covered us, so that's kind of how it happened. But I mean, yeah, obviously you take a risk when you go for a shot, but the way they were up there, we thought it was worth the risk.
Obviously, you haven't looked at the tape from today yet, but there have been a few of the shots that you've taken going back, feels like for a month or so, where you've had that big shot but haven't quite been able to hit it. Is there any theme there? Is there any common thread?
We've hit some shots too, so it's kind of the way it goes. I mean, obviously we'll continue to improve and timing, and sometimes when your timing, depending on the protection and where you're setting up, if you got to move a little bit, it could throw you off. You know, they're not all dropbacks, but we've hit some big plays, and we'll continue to work on it to get that corrected.
With the way you used Cordero today, was that him full go, or was there some limit to him because he had just come off of injury?
Pretty good today. Glad CP's back.
The way you divvy up carries, I guess, with CP, with Algier? How much
Yeah,
of
not
that
getting
is?
the strategy, but Happy's back, and we got a lot of guys we believe in, and they can help us. And clearly, CP helped us today in a lot of different roles.
Do you have any injury updates on Hennessy?
I don't, he tried to go back in. I'll go check, and obviously, we had a quick turnaround. So depending on what the doctor says, I'm sure they'll have to do some imaging. Matt did try to go back in the game, and I appreciate him trying, but obviously he couldn't do it, and I'll just have to see what the doctors say.
Pitts had a few drops today. Is there any concerns when it comes to, I don't know, communications between Marcus Mariota and Pitts, or is it?
No, it's just stuff we got to clean up, and, we'll work to execute better, but I believe in those guys, and we'll continue to find ways to improve. I mean, like I said, we got a lot of football. Obviously disappointed we didn't get the job done today. Credit to the Chargers, but we gotta flip the page pretty quick. As soon as I leave here, because it's a short week.
You talk about the roles that CP helps you in. Is one of those in your mind energy? I'm thinking of the goal line run. Do you feel like your whole offense kind of feeds off him a little bit? Is that fair?
Well, he certainly brings a physical element when the ball's in his hands. I mean, that's certainly, we all saw that on the goal line. I mean, there's a reason, I wanted him in there, kind of hockey subbed him there on the goal line when he ran it in. I mean, it's a guy we believe in. He's a veteran, hard to tackle. Well, we got other guys. I mean, Algier's hard to tackle, Huntley's hard to tackle. But again, I'm happy he's back, and we'll continue to try to find ways to make sure that we're being effective down in the red zone, and we'll find unique ways to get him the ball as well.
The finishes you've had the last few weeks, is in your mind, is that just a reflection of how thin the margins are in this league, or is
Pretty
there
much.
something that strikes you more than that?
No, I mean, if you look around the league, I mean, it's so competitive, right? Week in and week out. They usually come down to the end. And I think it's kind of the trend around the National Football League. And certainly we've been in our fair share, really the last 2 years. But didn't get it done today. Thank you.
Connect between production in the first quarter versus the second quarter.
Really, it just starts with me. I got to do a better job of giving our guys opportunities to make plays. I thought our guys were winning on the back end, just didn't make some of the throws.
When you kind of look at, 4 quarters of work, and Arthur Smith talked about this, he talked about it feeling kind of like a roller coaster, kind of up and down quarter by quarter. What's it going to take for this offense to kind of see some consistency through all 4 quarters?
Really, I think it just comes down to just executing it one play at a time. I think we lose track sometimes, we lose steam a little bit. It's kind of the ebb and flow of a game. You go out there, you score 10 points quick. Well, then, on the other side, they go and have a drive. You just kind of, you get in a lull a little bit. And that's just kind of the nature of the beast. And I think that's part of being a young team. So just being able to kind of keep our heads in it, stay present, and do our best to just always kind of stay on edge, making sure that we're prepared and ready to go.
It felt like you could really feel Cordero Patterson's return in this offense. What was he for you guys in this game?
Again, he's a great player, somebody that does kind of everything, right? It was nice to get him a ball early in the pass game, and then, however many ways we can get him in the run game is going to help us out. So he's just a great player. He's the type of player that you just got to feed him and allow him to do what he does. But it was nice having him back today.
When it comes to the couple misses on Kyle Pitts deep, in those situations, kind of walk me through, especially that last one. Was it something that y'all had drawn up, or was it something that you kind of felt like in the moment, I'm going to go to him because he's open?
Yeah, actually, I thought our coach did a great job of creating an adjustment on the sideline. We were getting some loaded boxes, but they were playing some shell defense, some too high safeties. We thought Kyle might have a chance to run through there. Initially, the ball was supposed to go to CP. They kind of all collapsed on him, and Kyle just made a great play, got through there. I just got to give him a chance, give him a better ball.
When it comes to, these are all games that come down to one score usually, and I believe there were 4 3-and-outs on offense. When it really comes down to one possession, how important, kind of when you look at it, are the grand scheme of being productive in almost every single possession, because it's going to kind of come down to the end?
Yeah, you have to. And really when it comes down to it, we just got to be better on third down. They had some things on defense, got some free hitters, and that's on me. I got to do a better job of protections. But when it comes down to it, this game's always going to be won and lost on third down. And when you're not converting these third downs, and on the flip side, they're getting these long drives, and they make the plays when they need to, unfortunately, you're going to find yourself in the losing end.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.